Right, so let's get started. Let's get started with some movement, just to come into the present moment and come into our bodies a little bit more. You can sit if you are unable to stand at this point, or you can stand up. I'm going to just stand. If the tree's in the way. Okay. Let's just start by just shaking our shoulders a little bit. Get a shoulder shake. And then shake out the hands. And then shake each leg. And if you can, just bounce a little bit, bounce that body. When our joints move, these proprioceptive nerves that can tell where our body is in space get activated. And so it can bring us more easily into the body. And then just do some movements that feel good to your body. You don't have to do what I'm doing. If you've been sitting at a desk today, maybe your body needs to roll its shoulders. Roll your neck a little bit. Just really, if you're standing, bending your knees, soft knees, and tuning into your feet. Then we're just going to do a little bit of shifting back and forth from one foot to the next. So just back and forth. I'm not lifting my feet. I'm just shifting back and forth, one foot to the next. And then I'm going to go even slower. You're just kind of swaying back and forth from one foot to the next. And then we're going to combine that with our breath. So on the in breath, lean on one foot. Out breath, shift to the other foot. In breath, shift. Out breath, shift. And while you're doing this, see if you're doing belly breathing. Add in the belly breathing where when you breathe in, the belly moves outwards. Make sure that you're using your diaphragm. And this is the way that we know we're using the diaphragm is when the belly moves out with the in-breath. So breathing in and breathing out. In, belly expands, out, navel towards spine. So I'm going to combine that with the feet. Breathing in, shifting to one foot. Breathing out, shifting to the other foot. Breathing in and going at your own pace. Breathing in through the nose if you can. And breathing out nice and slow through the mouth. Maybe even pursing the lips, making a whooshing sound. You're able to close your eyes and maintain your balance so that you can really tune in your own breath, your own body. Other sensations may arise. Just continuing to come back to that back and forth in and out, one foot to the next. Nice and slow. See if you can elongate your out breath without straining. And with each out breath, see if you can soften your face. Just letting the face drop, melt, soften. Let the jaw drop. Let the inside of the mouth soften. And imagine with each out breath, all those little muscles around the eyes, smoothing and softening. The eyes just dropping back into their sockets. Releasing the strain on the eyes. Imagining the eyes moving back. And then coming to stillness and just noticing what's here. We'll do a little bit of energetic clearing now. And you can keep your eyes open or closed. If you've seen this before, you'll know what I'm doing. So we're going to bend the knees. Nice, not a big bend, just a soft bend. And the arm movements are gathering energy, gathering, nourishing, nurturing energy, light, and moving it through the body in your imagination, allowing anything that's not yours, anything that's stuck or stale to move down into the feet, down into the earth. And if you can't reach your arms overhead, don't worry about it. Just go as high as you can and gather that energy and bring it into you. This is all in your imagination. And we'll do that 3 times. So the in-breath goes with the arms raising. And then your out-breath goes with the arms coming down, scanning the body. Just imagining that the hands can naturally scan the body for anything stuck or energy that you've picked up that's not yours. And then at the bottom of each one, we'll just shake the hands out and imagine anything you don't need, anything that's not yours, just going right down through the feet into the earth to be recycled. Anything you don't need. So go at your own pace and you can close your eyes and just tune into the imagination of gathering, whatever you're needing right now, gathering hope, gathering nourishing, nurturing energy, whatever it is you're needing from the universe right now, as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, all of it rains down upon you, entering your physical and energetic body. Light, every cell of the body filled with light, and anything stuck moving down through the feet, and then shaking it out. And then two more on your own. Once you've done a total of three, allowing the hands to move outward and imagining light surrounding you in kind of like a sphere or an oval shaped egg shape around your body. This is your energy. Just imagining protective, might be a color surrounding you. It's just your energy. Whatever you're needing. And placing one hand just below the belly button, other hand over top, bending the knees and really feeling your center, feeling your groundedness and your power. The Dantian and Qigong or Tai Chi. Feeling your energy center. And then staying as inwardly focused as you can and coming to either sit on your chair or your cushion, or if your body is needing to lie down today, then listening to that and coming to a place of rest. And I've said this many times before, but these are all invitations, and ultimately my encouragement is for you to tune into your own inner teacher, your own inner wisdom. And if today is a day that you need to sway and you need to move, then trust that. If you need stillness today, then trust that. So your intuition, your inner guide always trumps any instructions I might give. So begin to settle back into the breath again, starting with some of those deep belly breaths where you're breathing in first into the belly, then the rib cage fills, then the chest fills, like you're pouring breath into the body, almost like you'd pour water into a vase. For those of you who want to, If you want to do a little breath hold at the top of the inhale, and then we'll do the long, slow exhale through the mouth with pursed lips. So it's in through the nose. Hold for just a couple seconds. Now, if you have asthma or COPD or emphysema, or it just feels like a strain, then don't do it. You only want to do this if it feels good. So you can breathe in, hold for a couple seconds, and then out through the mouth, nice and slow. And if you want, you can do a little bit of 1 to 2 breathing, where the inhale is about 3 or 4 counts, and the exhale is 6 to 8. So if you're breathing in for 3, the out breath would be 6. If you're breathing in for 4, the out breath would be 8, 5, 10, so on. So 1 to 2 breathing. And that's going to activate your calming rest and digest system. It's going to counteract that fight or flight system that so many of us are chronically in for various reasons. So breathing in, doing the breath hold if you want to, and breathing out for about twice as long as you breathed in. And you'll need to purse the lips to make that out breath nice and slow. Again, on the out breath, tune into how the body already is softening, is relaxing during the out breath. So just notice the softening and even lean into it, encourage it, enhance it. And adjust so that it doesn't feel like a strain, so that none of it feels like a strain. The idea with this type of breathing is that it calms the nervous system. It's very good for anxiety, very good for insomnia. And when I work with people one-on-one who have anxiety or insomnia or fear, I encourage them to do this throughout the day for a minute or two at a time, just whenever they notice anxiety or worry arising, you can just go right into this type of breathing. Because what we naturally do is we hold the breath, and that's going to make anxiety worse. So you can do this 1 to 2 breathing with the belly breathing, and it will very consistently calm the nervous system. So now allowing, if you want to continue this type of breathing, you can do this for the entire session, and you will likely notice your nervous system very, very calm. So if you'd like to do that, go ahead and continue with that. Or you can just settle into a natural breath rhythm for you. So in concentration-based meditation, it's really nice to have a touchstone, something that you can bring your awareness back to each time that is in the present moment. And the breath is lovely for that. There's some movement to it. And so for some people, that might be the breath. Now, I have people that I work with, clients that I work with that maybe have asthma or something like that, and focusing on the breath is really actually not soothing, and it doesn't help their nervous system calm down. So, another idea is if you happen to be with your back against something like a chair or a couch, or you're laying down, another place that some people like to focus on is just the pressure of the back against the couch or chair. And that's the touch point, that point of pressure. Now, it could also be the base of your spine, like it could be your butt, your sits bones, could be your feet. It's nice to pick something that feels neutral or at ease. That can be your touch point. I'm going to offer another touch point for people who those things don't resonate. I just want everybody to feel like they have options for what to use as the object of focus. Because when we open up to body sensations and emotions and thoughts, we notice those phenomena, then we want to have something to come back to that is in the now, that is consistent. So, one thing some people use is a mantra, and these are just short syllables in Sanskrit that can help your mind settle and focus. And so, one mantra you can use is so, and you combine so with the in breath, and then hum on the out breath. So on the in breath, and hum on the out breath. And you can say this in your mind, or you can just sort of imagine that you're hearing it. And maybe the sound of your breath even sort of sounds like so hum if you tune in. So we have a variety of objects of focus. I would encourage you to pick one. For those of you that are needing movement today, if you're needing to walk, if your body needs to move today, you can focus on the feet. So tuning into your own inner guide now, because it's good to just pick one. We have under 15 minutes left of the meditation. So we're just going to pick one of those objects of focus, the mantra. So hum, the breath, feet if you're walking, or some part of the body that feels at ease or neutral. So bringing awareness now to your object of focus, your center point. And then intentionally expanding your awareness to the rest of the body and just noticing body sensations as they arise. So this might look like I'm noticing twinge in my left hip. And then I come back to the mantra Soham. So you notice a body sensation, you stay with it for however long, and then you come back to your object of focus, your point of awareness. Let's do that together. And as you are noticing your body, seeing if you can allow your body to be as it is and noticing any resistance to certain sensations, noticing judgment that may arise, and just letting that be part of the meditation, part of your moment to moment awareness, kind of welcoming all of it, welcoming the sensations, welcoming any resistance or judgment, just seeing it, noticing it, and then coming back to your point of awareness, your object of focus, again and again. And if there are parts of the body that are really feeling like they need support or comfort or nurturing, what you can do is you can imagine that the breath, or if you prefer, soothing energy, you can imagine that moving to that part of the body, comforting and caring for any parts of the body that are needing some extra attention today. The other thing you can do is you can actually touch that part of your body. So maybe your face is calling to be held. or your forehead, or your heart, or your belly. Any part of the body that is saying, please touch me. You can listen to that. You can support yourself in that way. The body has great, great wisdom. And it can also be a way, if you're having body discomfort or pain, to shift that habit that many of us have when we're having discomfort or pain, to kind of be angry at that part of the body. It can be a way to start to maybe bring a little bit of compassion. Say your left hip is hurting. You can put your hands on the left hip. Imagine the breath going to the hip, giving space and comfort, nourishing oxygen. Seeing if you can just be with that part of your body and welcome it as it is. And always knowing that you can come back to that point of awareness, that place of more ease, neutrality, utilizing the mantra breath or point in the body to help support you and resource you. So you don't have to stay with an uncomfortable body sensation and like grit your teeth through it. It's like you're touching it, you're aware of it, you're welcoming it as best you can. And then you go back to that place of awareness, that place of more ease. And then, in addition to body sensations, intentionally inviting or noticing emotional layers of your being right now. So, noticing, are there emotions present? If there are, am I feeling them in my body? What am I noticing? And again, you can use your hands or the breath, or even directing the mantra, imagining that the mantra can go to that place in the body or in your psyche in your emotional body to help comfort you. And maybe if there are particularly difficult emotions, maybe you need to wrap your arms around yourself and squeeze your upper arms. That can be very comforting. Maybe you need to sway. So it's not about, again, it's not about meeting emotions and gritting your teeth and kind of enduring. It's about touching on an emotion, opening as much as you can today without forcing. And maybe today you're like, you know what? That door is closed. I don't want to get into emotions. And intuitively, your inner guide says, we're not doing that today. So, like I said, your intuition trumps any guidance I might give. Your intuition matters the most. So, trust yourself. And if you are opening to emotions, whatever they may be, they might have names, they might not, there might just be a tone, an emotional tone, or a sense of confusion. Maybe there's joy, whatever's here, seeing again, just like with the body, if you can allow yourself to just be as you are. So many times I've tried to push away certain emotions, push away fear, push away sadness. But when we lean into these things and get the right support, then gradually we can see that emotions are actually just body sensations. They're body sensations, and over time, sometimes with more support, we can learn to lean into those sensations while having some containing, some comfort from our own bodies, from our own touch, and sometimes seeking, that from others. We need others as well. So taking some moments, if it feels right for you today, to lean into emotions and seeing if you can just let them be as they are. The paradox, the interesting thing about emotions is when we allow them just to be, oftentimes they really shift. Oftentimes they dissipate or change. It's the resisting of the emotion that, at least I've found for myself and many of my clients, the resisting of the emotion almost keeps it stuck in the body. Seeing if you can just allow the emotions, even if they seem confusing or jumbled, just to be as they are, and breathing with them, or using your mantra, or your point in the body that feels at ease. And again, we don't need to drown in emotion. We're just sort of touching it and then pendulating back into whatever the point of awareness, whatever that steadiness is for you. Could be the pressure of your butt on the ground, or the mantra, or your breath, or your feet. So using that point of contact as a resource, as a deep connection to now, and you can pendulate between that and the emotion. Emotion is energy that is moving. It's always moving if we let it. And I want to qualify what I just said with the energy is always moving of emotions. If we let it, there are certainly emotions like grief that, they are moving in subtle ways in the body. The sensations are changing. So that's what I'm speaking to is something like grief may not feel like it's moving quickly and there's no forcing things like that at all. It's more of a like being with and noticing that, like for instance with grief, maybe there's an ache in the heart, and it's about like touching with your awareness, just noticing that ache in the heart just for a moment, staying with it if you can, and then pendulating, moving back to the point of ease, or the breath, or the mantra, or the feet. So we're just gently touching on the emotion, noticing, because it will change usually in quality. Its quality will shift. It might be subtle, but it usually is shifting in some way. And then I would invite you to put both of your hands around your body, squeeze your upper arms a little bit, give yourself a hug, maybe sway or move a little bit. And if you can find some gratitude for this body, for carrying you around for all these years. Thank you, body. And then I'd invite you to close with me with 3 ohms. And the invitation is to feel the vibration in the body. Feel your own frequency, your own vibration as it moves through the body. And if you want, you can keep your arms around you or you can rest them by your side, whatever you like. So first we'll breathe in, and then on the out breath, we'll om, and we'll do that 3 times. Breathing in. Om. Om. May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for sitting together.